Well, right in the middle of pressure washing this Mustang, our brand new pressure washer just crapped bed on me. So I gotta use our spare one, which isn't quite as powerful, so we'll see how this goes. People always ask me what pressure washer I use, and now that it crapped the bed, I'll tell you, it's a Karcher. We're gonna see if we could get this thing repaired, but yeah, that's the pressure washer I use. We just finished the first pressure washing of the Mustang, and it's definitely gonna have to go in for another dip. This whole thing was covered in bondo, and the fact that my original pressure washer went down and I was stuck with our backup, which isn't as powerful, it doesn't rip off the bondo as much. Didn't make for as great of a video because I had to set the phone down and use two hands and focus on the areas. When it comes to bondo, it's a lot of hitting it from different angles to get it to rip off, instead of just hitting it like the paint and the paint flies off. The 1967 Mustang Fastback is finally finished. We got this thing down to bare metal. It took a total of 2 dips in the alkaline to remove all the paint, bondo, seam sealer, and undercoating, and a total of, I think, 2 or 3 dips in the acid to completely remove all the rust. Now, I have to say this thing's in pretty decent shape, but not a lot of it's original. Once we go over this thing, you'll see a lot of stuff was replaced. Now, I have to say that I don't know what it is, but almost every Mustang we get in has some pretty questionable repairs. A lot of people like to cut corners with Mustangs. I don't know why, but this one's actually a lot better than I've seen. Let's have a closer look at this thing and you'll see what we're working with. So up front here, there was a decent amount of work done. You could see some of their welds. And right here, their welds burning through where they replaced this. It seems like they used some thinner gauge steel than I'm used to seeing. Up front here, you can see a few patches, decent gap there. There was a lot of seam sealer around there on both sides, and on the opposing side, the same patch. Almost every Mustang I've ever done has had this same rot hole here. The firewall is pretty solid. You can see some brazing up here. This might have been replaced. Come along inside here. Both the driver and the passenger floors were replaced. You can see all those spot welds there. Back here looks pretty solid. Nothing real ridiculous going on. The quarters were definitely replaced. You can see their brazing here. They did a pretty decent job of that, but the patches on the quarters are pretty rough. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, but this back one right here, this real big patch, you can see where that seam is. We go on the opposing side. Hold on, let me turn my light on. You can see the seam's a lot lower right here. There was a whole bunch of seam sealer just packed in there behind it. It all just fell out. On the opposing side also, it's actually a lot. I can fit my fingers up in there in between them. You can see more of the brazing from where they replaced the quarters. Some patches there where the welds, and it's a little mangled up down here. You can see where their patch from the quarter bends around down here. It's not even welded, it's just pushed up in there. I can pull it down with my finger. Trunk area, it's all pretty solid actually. Come to the passenger quarter, you can see basically the same patch. Come around here. All in all, they definitely have their work cut out for them, but another fine finished product. I'm glad I could help give this Mustang a new life. You may have noticed that I haven't been posting a lot lately. There was a big gap from my last post. I actually work a second job, so the last 2 cars that were finished, I didn't get to finish them, so I missed out on that content. But I think I got things figured out now. There shouldn't be that big a gap in my videos anymore, and I definitely have a lot of awesome content for you guys to see. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you at the next car.